मधुसूदनः। श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन। कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः। यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासूनगतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः। देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यते। मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्याः तां स्थितिक्षस्व भारत। यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते। नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः स्त्वनयो तत्त्वदर्शिभिः। वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि। नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापः न शोषयति मारुतः। Is it possible to increase the bass a little bit? It has a little bit nasal feel to it. Hello? 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 Is it clearer? Okay at the back? Okay, ma? Clear? See, when we talk about yoga, the word, the Sanskrit word, or the word yoga has a Sanskrit origin. Yoga is derived from the word yuj, suggesting there is a union. Yoga means to unite. Yoga is a process to join. Even religion is derived from a Latin term, religare, which means to join, to get back. So the word yoga or religion only implies that you have separated. It's like when two people, it could be husband, wife, it could be business partners, when there's a talk about reuniting, the implication is they have been separated. Husband and wife, they have been living apart, but the talk is about trying to get back together. You get the suggestion that they have been separated, isn't it, sir? So the moment we use the word yoga, it is only suggesting that you have separated yourself from something. There is a disconnect, there is a discord, there is a otherness created. So yoga or spirituality or religion for that matter is a scientific or a very measured path, approach to get back to what? Yoga. Recently I was interviewed by a yoga magazine in Malaysia. An article might be coming, it's every quarter, the magazine. And after the interview, the caption, they all were very excited. We said, we will caption the article as inner yoga. When you're trying to do yoga, you're trying to balance your limbs and your arms and your body in perfect alignment, so much so you might try to stand on your head, Shirsasana, you know. You try to do all sorts of physical exercises. But what I am trying to teach is that inner yoga. What is inner yoga? It's try to align your inner personality. Inner personality to what? To what, sir? When we're talking about yoga, reunion with what? And sir, what are we trying to unite with? What are we trying to remarry with? In fact, we all have successfully divorced. Divorce what? We have divorced ourselves with our true self. There is nobody in this classroom can claim to know himself. I know not who I am. One in a generation can claim to know who he is, what that I is, who I am. So yoga is only trying to tell you, you are trying to unite with your own self. You are trying to understand who you are. Who am I? And it's such a delicate journey, sir. It's like, sir, if I give you the best of seeds, I would say I've got the most nourishing seeds from the best of the rainforests I've got. What does it take for you to ensure that those seeds sprout? Given that the seed is of best quality, the seed is of the highest quality. I'm not getting from a nursery, I've got it right from the jungle, where it is nature in its pristine glory. I've given you the seeds. What does it take for you to ensure that the seed sprouts? What does it take? You need to first and foremost make sure that the soil is very, very conducive, isn't it? It has got the adequate manure, the minerals, whatever. The soil is of the best nature, so that the seed can get itself rooted. And once the seed gets rooted, isn't it amazing, sir? You see the innocuous seed, you push it little deep into the soil, and that small shoot that comes out, so tender, so soft, so delicate, yet it has the strength to plow its way through the soil and come out. You may be handling it, and by mistake you might break that little sapling, isn't it? But if you have given it the enough attention, it has the strength. I was just mentioning, I give you the best of seeds for the benefit of you all. You just walked in. I give you the best of seeds. But you need that conducive soil for that seed to sprout. And it is a miracle, it's a wonderment how that seed, how that little sapling has the strength and the guts and the conviction to push the soil aside and say, I'm coming up. Isn't it a wonderment? Even for a seed to sprout, you need that soil. Now, considering what you're getting is the highest knowledge, the best knowledge, I'm planting these seeds in terms of these ideas. Is the audio very clear there for you? Clear, isn't it? Right. Otherwise, you might want to come forward. Okay. I give as he was just mentioning to me, there's so much talk, everybody is talking, but hardly anybody is committed to act on it. It doesn't translate into action, sadly. Now there are a couple of verses in the 6th chapter of the Gita. Very interesting, I will mention it. It is very important. Why I am saying it is because as much as the soil is as important to the seed, it is no point you get the best Alfonso seed and perhaps you take it to somewhere in Iceland and plant it. The best Alfonso mango seed I give you, you plant it in Iceland, will you get any mango? Nothing will come out of it, isn't it? So it is not the question of the seed, it is a question of the soil as well. Now you can have the best of knowledge your way, but you need to have the conducive atmosphere, conducive soil for your spiritual growth. Now, before I get to the text, what is the conducive soil you need for your spiritual growth? The seed is the ideas, the seed is the knowledge. The Guru is giving you. You're receiving it from a higher source. But what is the soil you need for the knowledge to sprout? What is the soil? Knowledge is a seed, ma. Like you come here and you take away knowledge from here, let's say. Isn't it? Literally that's what is happening. You're coming here for knowledge. No, practice is like, practice is like a full-grown sapling. A plant, you see a plant already, that is practice. I'm talking about the seed to sprout. The soil must be conducive. Alright? So the soil is your body and mind. Not wrong at all. You are saying something else, ma? What is the soil? Lost for words. Inna sir? Brain is the anatomy part of the physical body, but then the mind is the functioning in the anatomy, the organ. Isn't it? Sorry? Determination. You need to have that in you to take it forward. The Ma, I'm talking of planting the seed, you're already talking of the fruit. Ninga over 10 years ahead poiting ninga. I'm talking about planting the Alfonso seed. Where do I plant? I can't plant it in Scotland, I can't plant in Iceland. I have to plant it in Ratnagiri. I have to plant it in a soil or a place where the temperature is 45 plus degrees centigrade. That is when you get in the heat of the season, you get the best of the mangoes. Even from that place, the early summer, you don't get the best mangoes, isn't it? The real mangoes come once you get into the heat of the season. And it takes years for the trees to grow and to yield fruits. Now I'm drawing a parallel to that. You want to yield spiritual fruits. You need to put in a lot of sadhana, as you said. It doesn't come overnight, sir. You can't become a Christ overnight. You can't become a transformed person overnight. Yet you are very knowledgeable. Knowledgeable is having all the seeds. I've collected all the seeds are with me. But I have not sprouted them. I have not rather planted them. They are not sprouted. They are not growing into a sapling or a plant or a tree. And then it is not yielding fruits. Therefore we see a disparity in life. With all that's going on, yet there is glaring imperfections in society, glaring imperfections in each one of us. Why? Because we are not taking care of the very essentials. So therefore, my question is, I'm not undermining any effort here, please. I'm only trying to drive home the point, what is required to yield the most out of our efforts. Isn't it? So the soil is very important. Now I've taken what you have said, sir. None of you are wrong, but I will give you what the Gita is saying. In the 6th chapter, the verse says, Natyash natastu yogosti nachaikanta manashnataha nachati swapnashilasya jagrato chaiva charjuna. It is not there, sir. We have given the 2nd chapter you have with you. In the 6th chapter, sir, time irukku sir vandradhukku. So I can't wait till the 6th chapter comes. I am telling you now only in advance. Now what does this verse say? This yoga, I have just mentioned what yoga is. This yoga is not for one who eats too much or eats too little. This yoga is not for those who eat too much or eat too little, or one who sleeps too much or doesn't sleep at all. All that. That's all. Ante, sir. They expect you to understand what that means. Sorry? Moderation. Now what do you mean by eating too much, eating too little, sleeping too much, sleeping too little? This yoga is not meant for one who does these two. In fact, if you look at life, it is very easy to go to extremities at all levels of the personality. Materially, either people are completely sacrificing or no, people don't give at all. In fact, most people who do give very impulsively. You know, when you do charity, the onus is on the giver to make sure that charity reaches the recipient and it benefits the recipient. Other day I was advising someone. There was a question asked about charity. In the retreat, I don't know whether there was this question, sir. When you do charity, the responsibility is on you to make sure the recipient is benefited. In fact, not in the retreat. I was invited by a family in Malaysia, and that person was from Portugal, and he is married to a Malaysian, and so there was this discussion about talking about this. He was talking about a group of people who do charity, who collect funds, and actually they were actually sending funds to some part of Africa where they needed help. And then he was saying, we have never actually gone and seen. It was all done in good faith and trust that they needed, and we have been doing it over a period of time. A few people gathered, collected the resources, and have been sending. This year, we have decided to go and actually check what is going on there. Not with any doubt or suspicion, but to just check whether it is reaching the right person. Are we doing the right service? I said, you should have verified it much, much earlier. It's too late. They have been doing that for 4 or 5 years now. Is it not your responsibility to see, what do they need? They might be in a situation where they are flushed with funds. They are flush, everything is very well provided for. But they need emotional support. They need spiritual support, not material needs. If someone needs spiritual needs and you give material support, it is actually disservice. I have given what I have, unmindful of what they need. You are not even mindful of what they need. You are only giving what you have. That is disservice. So most people don't give. A small minority of people give unintelligently. Very rare are people who actually apply themselves and give. And even when you give, it must be given when it ought to be given. Very rare are people who give it with grace. When it comes to giving, many people think they are doing a favor to someone else by giving. Oh, that fellow has asked me some donation. He has been actually bothering me for donation for a long time. Chalo yaar, let me write this check and send it across to that fellow. The attitude is as if you are doing a favor to them. There was a situation where a person sought help for a medical treatment. His father was in a serious condition and he was in fact admitted in ICU, and he rushed to seek help because he was short of funds. The story goes that patron did support, but the funds arrived timely for the funeral. So he sent a letter back to that person saying, thank you for the help, but it was very helpful for the funeral. No, you did service, but there is no grace in it. There is no grace at all, Illingla. It should be given, right gift to be given to the right person at the right time, with the right intent. If you are giving it for recognition, for a name, like when you go to temples, what do you see? Donated by, donated by, donated by. If a fan is donated by someone, what do you see? Each wing of the fan is written his name, company name. Anjuvati. So when the fan is rotating, you see his name rotating. Rotating. The pillar is painted by some fellow, painted by so and so, paint donated by so and so. Tile sponsored by so and so. Every tile will have his name, donated by so and so. The only place they have not publicized is the god or the goddess, the deity. Imagine an ornament, suddenly some jewelers, donated by jewelers. Am I worshipping God or am I worshipping what is going on there? See, it is very, very impure. You do it, you should not do for any recognition. In fact, greatest of service is unheard, unknown, unsung, as they say. So, I am just talking at the material levels. Majority don't give, a small minority of people give, but not in the right spirit. It is not giving. So, it is very easy to go to extremities. One set of people, majority of people are actually neglecting their body, disrespect their body. The body only becomes a vehicle of indulgence. Oh, I have got the five senses, eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. What do? Let them run helter-skelter. Let them indulge. Tongue, I like taste. Eat what you want. Sight, I like sight. See what you want. Ear, hear what you want. Indulging. You know what is indulgence to the ears? Music to what extent? Sorry? More in gossip. Indulging in the non-essentials. In fact, the Upanishads, the Vedas say, let me hear only that is auspicious. If anything is inauspicious, I can't lend my ears, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But indulging in the ear, with the ears is constantly have something plugged in. The whole concept has evolved where indulging in the ears, it all started with the Walkman. Isn't it? Remember the Walkman? The cassette you put, plug in and start Walkman. And then from there on it has come to a state where you can't, I don't know whether if you have, I'm sure you all have traveled abroad and you will see distinct. You go into a local metro or a train or any transport department, any public transport you take into, nobody is talking to anybody, nobody is greeting anybody, nobody is going to smile at you. Forget it. If somebody smiles at you, something is wrong. Something is wrong with that fellow. Nobody is going to smile at you. Everybody is plugged in. Namaskaram. And each one is in his own world. Have you not heard in the media of late a guy, it happened somewhere in US, a guy is wearing earphones and nowadays they are complete soundproof. So much so, the soundproof is, there is a locomotive behind him and the locomotive is honking. What is locomotive? You know, not our two-wheeler honk. A locomotive honking, you become deaf for a few minutes. You can't, nothing, the whole ear is resound, going on, nothing, you recover from it, you know. Sometimes a train, a railway engine, an engine comes to a railway station. It is not on the track, it is on neighboring track and for no reason the fellow honks. Everybody becomes alert, what is going on? That is the sound of a locomotive. That fellow has plugged in the earphones. The locomotive has run through him. Because that fellow had no other place to drag but on the track. Paranga sir, buddhi paranga. Look at that fellow's brain. That fellow is running on the track and a locomotive is behind him and is honking, he can't hear. He is actually crushed to death. CCTV camera has picked up all this. Yet it is a blessing. You were just mentioning. I was just talking to our dear friend here, and he had the phone here, and he's talking. I was wondering, how is he talking? I just looked at his ear. I might need some spectacles because I couldn't see anything there. You know, Suninga sir, this is the latest technology where it is so small you can't even see it's there. That's a Bluetooth. I know. In Amazon, Amazon, Flipkart, Amazon. Amazon, நீங்க patron of Amazon, நீங்க support பண்றீங்க Amazon, தெரியும். Product பேரை சொல்லுங்க sir, we can go and Google it also. Can you imagine? It's a technology. It's such a small tool. It's a blessing, isn't it? It's a blessing. Yet, people have gone to the extent where you completely indulge in it. You destroy your life because of that. So one set of people are just indulging in the body or neglecting. One people are neglecting. Other people are completely worshipping the body. Have you all seen this shop called the Body Shop? How do you know? Every time you go and shop in the Body Shop, Rajagopalan sir, nega boringla. See, he doesn't know. How come you know? He also is living in the same place you are living in. It's not that you are in a different place and he is a different place. Rajagopal sir doesn't know Body Shop. Sir, you know Body Shop? See, he also doesn't know Body Shop. Ama. You worship the body to a point of fault. So one set of people are completely neglecting the body. Another set of people are only worshipping the body. The middle path is to understand your body is only a vehicle in the journey. I need to keep in good repair. That's all. I need to trim my nails. I need to keep myself presentable. I need to keep myself fit. I need to keep myself active. You know, in the retreat, we went to retreat in Inglat. I just returned from my Malaysian lecture tour. And I went a couple of days earlier to the mountains where the retreat was going to be held. It's a place to visit, sir. And the beauty of the place is there's nothing there. With just nature in its pristine glory, untouched tropical rainforest. The richest rainforest in the world is the Malaysian, that belt is the richest rainforest. Krishnamurti is there, testimony. Correct, sir? Purest rainforest. You go into any trek off the road, few steps, you're lost in the jungle. Thousands of years old jungle. And that nothing is everything. Nothing there. No commercial activity, very basic. But the moment I saw the place, first time 10 years ago, I fell in love with the place. That nothing is everything. Perfect solitude. Now what I'm trying to refer to is, I went there a couple of days early, and what I did is, one of my doctor students, he was attending a retreat, he came a couple of days earlier, and we both of us went for a trek for 7.5 hours. We just trekked for 7.5 hours in that tropical jungle. It's amazing. Now you ask me, sir, why are you doing that? From head to toe, soaked and drenched in sweat, exhausted. Why are you doing that? I need to keep this body in good repair. For what? It helps me in the spiritual journey. So I want to sit and meditate. My body must cooperate, isn't it? I'm sitting in meditation now, in a meditative posture. My body is, I don't feel my body. Just to make sure your body serves your purpose. So coming back to the verse, let's not lose our track. Yoga is not meant for those who eat too much or eat too little, who sleep too much or sleep too little. Now, what does it mean? Eating too much is what? It's not only through the mouth. As I've said, eating too much, you eat sight through the eyes, you eat sound through the ears, You eat, touch through the skin. You eat, smell through the nose. You eat food through the... Correct, sir? Yeah, something wrong in the thought flow. Correct, eh? Now, eating too much means what? Now, let's use the spiritual language. Because if you eat too much, he says, you're not qualified for yoga. Yoga is the union to get back to yourself. That was the first line I started the talk today. Yoga means to get back. Get back suggests there is a separation, there's a divorce. I have divorced myself. So what does eating too much symbolize? Solunga sir, what is that spiritual term for that? Lethargia. Adha sonningle? A spiritual word solra. No, you all are very familiar. That's the reason I'm asking you. Once you hear the answer, it's not something new, but the way they put it is very new, very, very interesting. Natyashnatastu yogosti nachaikanta manashnataha chati swapna shilasya jagrato chaiva charjuna. The 6th chapter, 16th mantra. So eating too much means what? Desire? Too much of desire. What? Actually, you are explaining that Sanskrit word. And the source, and what is the Sanskrit word? Sorry? Vasanas? Sorry? Raga. Raga means a like. Which he said, too much desire for something. Likes and raga dvesha, likes and dislikes. You know, sir? At the pakkathil it is, sir. He's answered tamas. What is other than tamas? What is the opposite of tamas? Opposite kadiyade, but what is other than tamas? Huh? Rajas. A rajasic person is one, he is taking too much of the world. He is interested in too much. He wants things that are happening around him. I know a student of mine, he said,